Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready to dive in.
Today we're looking at this idea of celebrating uniqueness.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, and it's all based on this blog post. It's called Lunarize Celebrating Uniqueness.
Oh, okay.
The author, Lunarize, she talks about how she always felt like she was a bit of an outsider
Right.
and how she kind of came to embrace that individuality. And I think that's something a lot of people can probably relate to. Have you ever felt that way? Like you didn't quite fit in?
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you're younger, right?
Yeah.
Trying to figure things out.
Yeah, totally. Like Lunarize talks about, not really clicking in school.
Mm-hmm.
Always finding herself kind of gravitating towards these like unconventional friends.
Right. The kids that maybe march to the beat of their own drum a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you get this picture of someone who, was never really part of the mainstream, always kind of doing her own thing. And it's interesting because, from like a psychological standpoint, there's this whole thing about conformity.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we're kind of wired that way, aren't we?
Right.
To want to belong, to fit in with the group.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But then, the real growth, it seems like it often comes from like accepting.
What makes you different?
Exactly. Like those things that make you stand out.
Those unique qualities that make you you.
Yeah. And that's kind of like the turning point in Lunarize's story.
Mm-hmm.
She has this realization that being different, it's not a bad thing.
It's not a weakness.
It's actually like a superpower almost.
Interesting.
She even says like, for years I tried to dim my light, to blend in with the crowd. But then I realized the world doesn't need another copy. It needs my original.
Wow. That's powerful.
Right.
What do you think caused that shift in her thinking, though?
I think it was this, like, she finally accepted herself. She stopped trying to be what she thought other people wanted her to be.
Self-acceptance.
Yeah. It completely changes, like, your relationship with yourself and with the world.
And the people around you, too.
Absolutely. She actually mentions her husband, how he was so supportive throughout that whole journey.
Yeah.
Always encouraging her to, like, stay true to herself.
That's so important, isn't it?
Having that support system,
Yeah.
to have people around you who, like, champion your authenticity. Because it takes courage to, like, really embrace your quirks,
Especially when there's so much pressure to conform.
Exactly. And then she says this thing, and I just love this line. She says, the world needs more color, more diversity, more weirdness.
I love that.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's so true.
It's like a call to action. It makes you think about diversity in a whole new way.
Not just, having different faces at the table, but like different perspectives.
Exactly.
Those unique viewpoints. That's what brings like new ideas.
Innovation, creativity.
Yeah, and enriches the world.
It's like, don't be afraid to shake things up.
Mm-hmm.
But have you ever felt that way, like holding back from expressing your true self? I mean, I know I have sometimes.
Yeah, I think we all have those moments, right? Where we kind of second guess ourselves.
Yeah.
And wonder, like, should I just play it safe?
Right. Maybe I should just blend in.
Yeah.
But then Lunarize comes in with this like really inspiring message. She's like, embrace your weirdness. Don't be afraid to stand out. Let your true colors shine.
Love it.
But how do we actually like put that into practice?
Right. How do you actually embrace your uniqueness?
Yeah.
Well, I think it starts with like self-awareness.
Okay.
Taking the time to really understand what makes you you, your passions, your quirks, your values.
Yeah. Those things that like light you up.
Exactly. And then start challenging those negative thoughts.
Oh, yeah. Those voices in your head that tell you, don't do that, or what will people think?
Exactly. Remember all those people who made a difference, who really left their mark. They did it because they dared to be different.
Yeah.
They embraced their unique perspective.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it's not just about like ourselves, right?
Right.
Lunarize talks about spreading that joy. She says, let your uniqueness brighten the world.
Right. And I think that's so true. Like, authenticity is contagious.
It is.
When you see someone confidently being themselves,
Yeah.
it inspires you to do the same.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, summing up this whole deep dive,
Okay.
it's okay to be different. In fact, those differences, that's what makes us special.
Love it.
Embrace those unique qualities. Let them shine.
And you know what?
Yeah,
You might just inspire someone else along the way.
totally. But here's a question I want to leave you with.
Okay.
What's one tiny little step, something you can do, like today, to be a little bit more you?
That's a great question. I'm going to be thinking about that one.
Me too.
Thanks for this.
Thanks for joining me.
Absolutely.
This was awesome.
Yeah.
See you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.